Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. As you can probably see, this is a camping video. So we're back out on Dartmoor. The rain has kind of stopped, although it is raining a little bit right now, but it's nowhere near as bad as it has been for pretty much the whole year so far. So today, the plan is to head on up towards Hanging Stone Hill. So I parked up at Dartmoor. And initially I was going to do a bit of a longer loop around via Cosden Beacon, but the weather forecast, while it's not as bad as it has been, as I'm getting rained on quite a lot right now, it is still scheduled for some showers this afternoon, so thought we'll play it safe. It's a spot we've not been to before, so let's not push our luck. We'll do a nice little, I think it's about 9-10 kilometres up to Hanging Stone Hill, and hopefully, fingers crossed, there is going to be a nice little camp spot up there. Fingers crossed. Some sheeps just about over there in the distance. See the top of Dartmoor. It looks like there's a few people up there. This is a cool little spot. Not too sure what that is. It's our first water crossing of the day. And I think this is probably going to be the easiest water crossing of the day. There's a better view of Dartmoor. There's West Mill. At least I hope that's West Mill, and I hope that's East Mill. Or is it? Sorry, it's right behind me. Yeah, much like with ponies and horses, I'm not very good with other names of things, especially when they're similar. So that is Hanging Stone Hill, so that's where I'm headed. You can see there's a little hut up on the top, so even though it is a bit windy, I'm hoping that we can use that hut as shelter, but it will depend on obviously the ground being fairly dry in the right areas. So I am a little bit ahead of schedule here, so have given myself some time, so if we do get up to Hanging Stone and it's just a bit of a no-go because of the water on the ground, it does give me a bit of time to try and find another spot that hopefully will be a little bit drier. Although walking along so far, pretty much everywhere that I've seen, like just kind of looking to the sides of the road, no matter how high up we're getting, it's still pretty waterlogged. So not holding out too much hope, but as I say, I've got a bit of time anyway to try and find as good a spot as I can. Okay, so down there at the actual crossing, it's a no-go. There's too much water. I've walked upstream a little bit and I found this spot here. So according to my tests, which involve poking that bit there with hiking poles, that should be fairly sturdy, so I think I can get across here, but this could also go horribly wrong. So yeah, I'll do my best to film this. Right, yeah, that feels pretty sturdy. So let's just step across. Whoa. and it's done. Doesn't look too bad, but yeah, it's definitely a bit sketchy. I am at the end of the track, so slightly more rugged terrain from this point. Choose wisely. It's either that way or there's that way. What do you reckon? Well, I'm gonna consult the map first, just make sure I'm going up the right way, and then we are almost up Hanging Stone Hill. Okay, it's been a very squelchy last little part of this walk. Definitely had to be careful where I'm stepping, but thankfully it is only the last part of the walk. As you can see there, that is Hanging Stone Hill, or the point on Hanging Stone Hill at which I'm aiming to get to. I really hope there's a place to pitch my tent near here, because none of this ground is really tent friendly. It's incredibly soggy. Yeah, I'm hoping on the bit of grass around this hut, find somewhere. I was hoping somewhere like this would be alright. So this isn't, oh, see, even that, you stand on that, there's just so much water in the ground. That's a puddle. Even this is all squelchy and puddle-like, so that is very annoying. So I think we need to try and find another spot. I thought this was going to be the spot, but I mean, look at that. It's just way too waterlogged. Okay, well, on to the next one. As I said, it is only, I don't even know what time it is, 2:30 maybe. So definitely got time to check out another spot. Okay, so it is raining a decent amount at the moment, and yeah, just heading down off the top of Hanging Stone Hill. That was a bit of a failure, trying to find a camp spot, but the plan now, I'm gonna head towards Oak Tor, because that is a tour in an area that I know pretty well. So hopefully, yeah, there'll be some spots up there. If not, if it's still like this, as I say, it is an area that I know pretty well. So even if it starts to get a bit dark, which it shouldn't do, I think I'm about an hour away from there, so should be there at about 4 p.m. And then worst case scenario, it's maybe like an hour from there back to the car. So should be doing this all in daylight, but really hope I can find a camp spot. Well, anywhere really between here and Oak Tor. I think there could be a way across here, so these rocks aren't too far under, but could still get wet feet doing this. Although, having said that, I have got my gaiters in my bag, so I could whack those on. Or I could just go for it now. What do you reckon? Well, that was clever, but on the bright side, I've got wet feet now, so it doesn't really matter what happens from here on. there's a Tor Valley, an old favourite of ours. As you may have just seen there, I was just walking along and it just completely like slipped and fell over on like what was barely any incline. But I guess there's just so much water, it just took away all grip that was on the ground and I went down. So I'm kind of a little bit muddy. Luckily it wasn't the muddiest bit of ground that I'd gone over today, but yeah, it just adds to it, doesn't it? I've got wet gloves as well now, so I think that's probably the final sign that it's not meant to be for a camp tonight. Yeah, so I think this will be about 20k in the end, which could actually end up, it's not too bad because even though I've not done the camp, I have done a big hike in one go with a full pack on my back. And if part of the goal for this year is to do the Dartmoor leg of the Two Moors Way, possibly fairly soon, in about a month's time. So this was initially like a training exercise for that, really. Okay, so this is the point where I'm going to end the video, as I just made my way back to the car and then went home from here. If we ignore the failed attempt at camping, this was a successful day getting some miles into the legs with a full pack while completing a fun and scenic loop. As it's taken me a few weeks as well to edit this video, I can confirm that the next one will 100% definitely include some camping. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe to help the channel out, and I will see you soon on my next adventure. Bye!